A lot of new information has recently surfaced about the future Snezhnaya banners. Version 7.0 is already underway. We already know the first phase lineup, and we also have more information about characters expected to release in later versions. There are also several new rumors about possible reruns. So in today's video, we're going through the current Snezhnaya banner roadmap from version 7.0 all the way to version 7.7. We'll look at the expected new characters, the reruns currently being discussed, and how reliable these predictions actually are. Before we begin, keep in mind that the further we go into future versions, the less reliable the information becomes. Version 7.0 is already underway, while everything from version 7.1 onward is based on current leaks and rumors. So these banners can still change. With that out of the way, let's start with version 7.0. Version 7.0 is already live, and we have already seen the first phase of its banners. Phase 1 features Odette alongside an Arlecchino rerun. So if you were waiting for Odette or Arlecchino, those banners are already available in version 7.0. For Phase 2, the current banner lineup is expected to feature Flynn's and Inefa. This means the old predictions for version 7.0 are already outdated, so there's no reason to include them in our future roadmap. Now, let's move on to version 7.1, where things become much more uncertain. The two new characters currently expected for version 7.1 are Vodyanitsa and Vesna. Vodyanitsa is rumored to be a 5-star Hydro Catalyst character. Her main role could be supporting cryo characters and teams that use the new Stellar Swirl reaction. Then we have Vesna. Vesna is expected to be a 5-star Anemo Sword character. She is currently rumored to be a main damage dealer who uses Stellar Swirl. So if these leaks are correct, version 7.1 could have a strong Stellar Swirl theme. Vodyanitsa could help support the reaction, while Vesna could use that reaction to deal damage on the field. Now, let's talk about the possible reruns. There are rumors that Lunar Crystallize could receive new buffs around this version. Because of that, Zibai and Linnea are two of the strongest rerun candidates being discussed. Zibai is also one of the reruns many players have been waiting for. So if Hoyoverse wants to bring more attention to Lunar Crystallize, bringing back Zibai and Linnea at the same time would make sense. There is also a possibility of a Liyue Chronicle Wish around this version. The idea would fit if older Liyue characters receive buffs connected to the new reaction system. But for now, this is only a possibility. There is no confirmation that a Liyue Chronicle Wish will actually happen in version 7.1. Moving on to version 7.2, the current leaks point toward Valerie and Mitya. Valerie is currently rumored to be a 4-star Electro character. This is still a little surprising because he looked like a very important character in the trailer. But according to the current release order leaks, he may actually be a 4-star. His rumored role is to fill the 4th slot in Stellar Quicken and Stellar Conduct teams. Stellar Quicken is another new reaction mentioned in the current leaks, and it involves Dendro. Then we have Mitya. Mitya is expected to be a 5-star Electro character. He is rumored to be an off-field damage dealer who works with Stellar Quicken and Stellar Conduct. Basically, he could deal damage while another character is active on the field. That could make him useful for teams built around these new stellar reactions. However, his exact role is still not confirmed, and the details of these new reactions could also change. As for the reruns, things are much less clear. The names currently being mentioned are Farina, Varka, and Nicole. But these look more like competing rumors rather than one reliable lineup. So for now, there isn't a clear rerun list for version 7.2. Now we reach version 7.3, which is probably the version many players are waiting for. Version 7.3 is currently where the Tsaritsa is expected to debut. The Tsaritsa is expected to be a 5-star cryo character, and her leaked weapon type is polearm. This also matches what we saw in the trailer because the object she was holding looked similar to a polearm. Her actual role is much harder to predict. Some leaks describe the Tsaritsa as an all-around support or an off-field damage dealer. She could potentially work with Stellar Conduct, Stellar Swirl, and Stellar Quicken. In that case, her role could be somewhat similar to what Columbina is rumored to do for lunar reactions. But there are also leaks saying that the Tsaritsa could be an on-field main damage dealer. So right now, we still don't know which role she will actually have. Version 7.3 is also expected to introduce Danica. Danica is rumored to be a 5-star Electro character, but her weapon type is still unknown. One set of leaks says that she could be a stellar conduct shielder who also deals damage from off the field. Another version says that she could instead be a stellar conduct main damage dealer. So once again, her connection to the reaction seems more consistent than her actual role. For the reruns, Sandrone and Kinich are currently being discussed. Both are possible, but this version is still far enough away that these rerun predictions can easily change. Now, let's move on to version 7.4. This is where things get a lot more uncertain. Instead of focusing on one specific new character, I think the reruns are actually more interesting here. Zhongli is one of the names currently being discussed. And if version 7.4 lines up with Lantern right, Zhongli would honestly be one of the most believable reruns. Neuvillette and Xilanen are also being mentioned, but I wouldn't try to predict the exact phases this early. Now, version 7.5 is a little more interesting. The current rumors point toward Noi as the new character. He's expected to be a 5-star Dendro sword character, with Stellar Quicken being a major part of his kit. If that's true, I could see Noi becoming one of the main on-field characters for this new reaction. And that would actually make sense from a team-building perspective. We've already heard about Electro characters supporting these new reactions, so having a strong Dendro character who stays on the field could complete that kind of team. For the reruns, Nahida, Nefer, and Llama are the names currently being discussed. Personally, I think Nahida would make the most sense if Noi really is a Dendro-focused DPS. But that's just my prediction. There's still plenty of time for this lineup to change. And that's something we need to remember with all of these future versions. The further we go past 7.0, the more likely it is that characters will move around. Now we get to version 7.6, and honestly, this is where I would take the entire roadmap with a huge grain of salt. Odette's first rerun is currently being placed around this version. Mavuka and Verisa are also being discussed as possible reruns. But there could be something much more interesting here. Some information suggests that a completely new 5-star character from Natlan could debut around version 7.6. We don't have reliable details about this character yet, so I wouldn't try to guess their element or weapon. Personally, though, I wouldn't be surprised if Hoyeverse uses this version to bring back a popular Natlan character instead. At this point in the cycle, reruns can easily be moved around depending on the characters that need support and the story events happening at the time. So for 7.6, I would keep expectations pretty low until we get stronger information. And then we have version 7.7. This is where things get really interesting. If the Tsaritsa does release in version 7.3, then a first rerun around 7.7 would make sense. That would also fit the usual timing we've seen with Archon reruns. But the character that really stands out here is Dainsleif. There is now more discussion about Dainsleif potentially becoming playable very late in the Snezhnaya cycle. And if that actually happens, I think it would be one of the biggest banner releases we've seen in a long time. He's been teased for years, so putting him near the end of a major story cycle would make a lot of sense. Personally, I could also see Dainsleif being used as a bridge into whatever comes after Snezhnaya. But that's completely my own speculation. We don't currently know his element, weapon, kit, or exact release version. So don't take 7.7 as a confirmed Dainsleif banner. For reruns, Vesna and Flynn's are also being discussed, with the Tsaritsa potentially taking one of the slots. And honestly, if Dainsleif does release around this time, I think Hoyeverse could easily change the entire rerun lineup to make room for him. That's why I wouldn't trust the exact 7.7 banner order yet. Before we finish, there are two characters I want to mention because people are still wondering where they fit into all of this. Pantalone and Pulcinella. Pantalone has been placed in several different versions by different roadmaps. At one point, he was even expected around version 7.0. Now some predictions have moved him much further into Snezhnaya, while others don't include him at all. So personally, I don't think there's enough information to put Pantalone into one specific version yet. Pulcinella is in a similar situation. Both characters are extremely important to the Snezhnaya story, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're guaranteed to receive a banner during this version cycle. If either of them gets a strong kit leak or a much clearer release window, then the roadmap could change quite a bit. For now, I'd rather leave them out than pretend we know exactly when they're coming. So, if we put together the main predictions we're currently looking at, this is what the roadmap looks like. Version 7.0 is already underway, with Odette and Arlecchino in Phase 1, followed by Flynn's and Inefo in Phase 2. For version 7.1, we're looking at Vodyanitsa and Vesna, with Zibai and Linnea being possible reruns. Version 7.2 could bring Valerie and Midia, while Farina, Varka, and Nicole are among the possible reruns. Version 7.3 is currently expected to be the big Tsaritsa update, alongside Danica, with Sandrone and Kinich being possible reruns. Version 7.4 could focus more on reruns, with Zhongli, Novelette, and Xilanen among the names being discussed. Version 7.5 is expected to feature Noi, with Nahida, Nefer, and Llama being possible reruns. Version 7.6 is still very uncertain, with Odette, Mavuka, Vesna, and potentially a new Natlan 5-star being discussed. And then version 7.7 could potentially bring the Tsaritsa's first rerun, while Dainsleif is one of the biggest names being discussed for a late Snezhnaya release. But remember, this is not a confirmed banner schedule. Some parts of this roadmap are based on stronger information, while others are basically educated guesses based on the current rumors. Personally, the characters I'm most interested in watching are the Tsaritsa, Dainsleif, and the new Stellar Reaction characters. But I'm also curious to see whether some of these older rerun predictions actually happen, especially Zibai and Zhongli. Now I want to know what you think. Which character are you saving your Primogems for? Are you waiting for the Tsaritsa, Dainsleif, or one of the new Stellar Reaction characters? And which rerun do you want to see the most? Let me know in the comments. I'll keep updating the roadmap as we get stronger information and as these banner predictions change. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Genshin banner updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.